Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Nine of Cups. This is happiness. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. It's following your bliss. It's pursuing your happiness. This is the dreams coming true, the wishes coming true. Great way to start. Let's put some context around this card. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We have a Princess of Swords. We have a Nine of Wands. Princess of Cups. A Knight of Cups, and an Eight of Wands. Very good. We have a Four of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and a Ten of Wands. We're going to select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it down right here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right here on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Okay. Now, looking around the room here. First thing we notice is that there is no major arcana energies. It does not mean that spirit is not here. What it means is that spirit is telling you that anything that you consider to be part of your happiness in life is your choice. Anything that you think, that you decide, anything that you discover is part of your overall joyful experience of this incarnation is right and correct and just for you. It's an energy that says follow your heart, because you have a connection with spirit right now where you don't need anybody holding your hand, that you know what you need. You know what happiness means to you. And this is an indication for you to follow your bliss, follow your passion, follow what is going to make you happy now. Yeah. We've got fire. You've got water, 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 water. We've got just a little bit of air, and we've got a little bit of earth, okay? So with the air card, with the Nine of Cups and this Princess of Swords, I feel like you're learning, every step of the way, you're learning more about what you like, what you don't like. You're learning more about what happiness really means to you. It's an ongoing process. Remember, this is the dream that keeps on dreaming. Well, we have to always be sort of working on that internally, right? We have to have an imagination. We have to have thoughts. We have to have questions. We have to investigate ourselves, and we have to be curious about life. So we continually evolve in our experience of life and of what we want and what's going to make us happy. So to me, these two cards together really we're taking an interest in our the abundance of life on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. You're sort of asking yourself, what do I need in any of those areas? I think your life is going to get infinitely better than it has been. I think it's because you are taking this responsibility. You're taking sort of control, and you're putting your happiness in your own hands. You're taking it in your own hands. You're not relying on anybody else to make you happy. You're saying, I need to know what happiness even means. Mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, physical, financial. I got to know what I want, and I got to go get it. So we're investigating, we're using our thoughts, we're using our feelings, and we're figuring out what it all means. I think your life is going to get very, very happy. I think that you are on a path now where the choices that you're making, there's a deciding factor when we're sort of when we're considering what to engage with or what direction to take. We're saying, is that going to make me happy, or is that going to make me miserable? See, we can easily have a 9 of Swords here instead of a 9 of Cups. The Knight of Swords is misery. The 9 of Swords is I'm feeling terrible, and I'm in this sort of despair and lamentation, and I'm trying to figure out why. Now it's saying I feel I feel a joy, I feel an optimism about life, and I want to know why. So we can do more of that, right? So you have the princess and the princess. You have your heart and your mind that both are thinking and feeling in new ways. I think that your interests are becoming more broad and more diversified. You're feeling new feelings, right? The Princess of Cups, you have new desires that maybe you never really gave much of a voice to, never really paid attention to them. You're having new thoughts and new feelings. You're interested in different things. You want to meet new people. You want to try different things. You want life to grow in a positive direction. Okay? I think right now you're very much the optimist. And I think behind everything is the dreams, right? The dreams coming true. Well, I got to know what I'm dreaming about. And I wonder if you've been dreaming more or you've been writing your dreams down more. Because between the princesses here, it's kind of like we're trying to communicate with our heart. Trying to know, what do I want? What is my soul telling me? You know, what is happiness to me? Well, and to you. Maybe you leave me some comments. Let me know, what do you think that is? What does happiness mean? And we kind of have a generic stock answer, don't we? It's abundance on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. It's fulfillment and satisfaction in every dimension of our being. Basically, it's like saying happiness is happiness. We have to be able to define that for ourselves and know what we like and what we want and what's going to fulfill us. And we have to be ready to always be evolving that idea. Okay? We have to continue to have dreams. We have to continue to have thoughts and pursue those thoughts and dreams with passion, because your idea of happiness is going to continue to evolve over time. And as soon as we sort of are content and complacent, that feeling is very, very often going to diminish. Okay? So if we had a 10 of Cups, it would be the ultimate fulfillment. We've achieved happiness. We've achieved satiety and satisfaction and fulfillment. That feeling very often is going to diminish. It's going to last for as long as it can. We're going to hold on to it. But eventually, the things that make us happy are not going to make us happy anymore, because we need to keep moving. Right? It's the motion. It's a 9 of Cups. It is the motion of the ocean here, right? It's the verb. It's the living that is satisfying. Okay? So it's not so much that you're striving after goals, but I think that if you want to look at it that way, you can. I think this is trying to understand our heart and our mind, our soul, what it is, what it's in need of. What is it trying to tell you? See, there's no major arcana energy here. Spirit wants you to do that work of listening to yourself. Listening to insight, what's going to make you happy. Now, underneath everything, you have a 9 of Wands here, strength. Spirit wants you to know that you are strong enough to pursue your happiness on your own, that you don't need anybody to do it for you. Spirit doesn't want to give you the answer. It's like you've got to take the test yourself. You can't just give you the answers to the test, you know. So this inner strength is saying that, you know, I'm strong enough, I'm powerful enough, I have the willpower, I have the confidence to get happy. I have the confidence to pursue the life that I want. I have what it takes to understand myself well enough in an ongoing, ever-evolving way. We are dynamic creatures, you know. I have the strength to to get to know myself, to connect with what is really in my soul here, and I have the strength and the confidence to go out and get it, to go pursue that, to do that. Maybe this is, being an artist, or it's music, or it's beauty of some kind. Maybe it's a certain career path, a vocation. Maybe it's certain types of relationships. It's probably all of these things. It's a spiritual path. It's financial goals. It's what is going to make you happy. You have the strength and the power to create that in your life. Okay? And I think that the Spirit wants you to recognize your own power, and wants you to get to know your heart and your mind, and allow your heart and your mind to talk to each other, to unify, to connect with each other, because that is going to allow you the strength to pursue your happiness. And here is the passion of you going after what your heart wants, going after what your soul is really yearning for. And it's not just the pursuit of basic desires. I'm going to chase pleasure and I'm going to run from pain. I think that's part of it. Sure, we all want to feel good more often than we feel bad, right? But it goes so much deeper than that. Again, it's in every dimension of your life. It's not just on the physical plane. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual, creative too. And I think understanding what you really want in those various dimensions is going to lead you to a lot of diversity in life. A lot of new things. This isn't just one path. There's not one single thing that's going to make you happy, right? It's kind of like that idea that we kind of need like 5 hobbies. We need one hobby to make money, one hobby that's going to be of service to the world, one hobby that's going to be spiritually fulfilling, one hobby that's going to be sort of like I don't know, give us a sense of community or family or something. I forget what the 5th one is. But it's a holistic thing. There's not just one thing. It's, okay, well, if I just make enough money, I'll be happy. No, it's not, well, if I could just get my soulmate, if I could just find a good romantic relationship, then I'll be happy. No, I think we need to have a well-rounded life. And I think your energy is taking you in a lot of different directions. And it may be part of your work right now to identify which direction really needs the most of your passion at this time, what you feel most drawn to in life. You're someone that's full of passion, okay? And maybe this is a matter of you learning, finding out about yourself what lights up your passion. Because this is above you. This is like what we want. We want a life of like pursuing that love. Like we're just, we're out here doing it. Maybe we don't know what it is. Maybe we don't know what we want that much, where it lights us up. And we feel that kind of passionate, that courage and that enthusiasm towards something, right? And maybe this is a matter of investigating, experimenting, trying different things until you find something that it's like, wow, yes, that's what I want to do right now. Okay? And part of that investigation is mental, and kind of thinking and doing the math and thinking, okay, well, you know what, I've got, I'm making some money, I got a family thing going, I got this and that, and, so kind of logically looking at our life and thinking, which cup needs something here, And then, of course, a big part of that is your feelings, your desires, your emotions. What does your heart feel drawn to? Okay. So we're investigating our lives to find something that we are passionate about. And it may take some experimentation. A lot of the time, the 8 of Wands is that card of trying different things until you really discover something that works. And, in your case, this is, let's pursue other things that seem reasonably, possible. Things that, well, I might have a passion for that. Let me try it and see. Okay, let me be logical, but let me also kind of follow my heart. Let them work together, and see if I can't discover something that really makes me feel courageous and sort of inflamed with this creative energy and, well, passionate, right? And I think that's what you're doing. I think that you're going to, and Spirit wants you to find this on your own, you know? That's why there's no major arcana energy here. Spirit's not going to tell you what that is. Spirit's going to say, go out and live. Go out and find the thing that lights you up and do that thing, right? Find out, listen to your heart and mind and find out what is going to give you more happiness. What is it that you're wishing for? And knowing that you have the strength both to discover that through the experimentation and the investigation, but you also have the strength to create that and get that and build that into your life. Now we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are free. Your general energy now, emotionally, is things are okay, but they're not excellent, you know. There's no holes in the boat. Boat's not sinking, but it's not a party boat either. Things are okay. It's like it's vanilla ice cream. It's like, I like vanilla ice cream, but it needs something. It's not bad. I mean, it's still ice cream, right? But maybe you could put some hot fudge on there. Maybe you could put a little bit of like strawberry jam or something to make it more exciting. Because otherwise this is a complacent energy. It feels like, well, you know, where I'm at in life is not so bad. It's kind of the thought of like, well, it could always be worse, right? It could always be worse. But I think once we recognize that this is what we're doing, then we begin to feel even more the contrast between, God, to have a life of passion, to be pursuing my happiness with this kind of love and lust and excitement and thrill. Like that really would be something. And then it makes your current emotional life very different. It makes us very aware of how we feel now when we start becoming aware of how we want to feel. And maybe this is talking more about your career. Maybe this is talking more about your romantic relationship. Maybe this is talking more about your creative life and your artistic life. Maybe this is like you want more music. It could be something like this. It doesn't have to be romance. Just because it's emotional and just because it's passionate doesn't mean that it has to be romantic or sexual, right? I mean, it's a passion for music. It's kind of, for me, this is Four of Cups is like, I realize that I'm not playing the drums in my life. I don't have that kind of passion. And then I think of, if I could play, like just imagining it. Maybe this is the work of visualization. Maybe this is saying, imagine yourself sitting in front of the drums, playing the drums. You got your favorite songs on, you're playing it. Imagine that feeling. Okay? And now open your eyes, and how do you feel when that vision is gone, when you don't have that anymore? Because that Four of Cups is saying, I don't have that thing that's making me feel that way, but I want it. And now I realize I want it. I got to figure out what it is, and maybe we do that through visualization in part, but also experimentation and investigation. But for me, it's really the awareness that, the reason why I feel this and not this is because I don't have that thing that I'm doing that feels this way. I don't have that activity. I don't have that hobby or that passion or that, it's an action. It's a behavior. It's not necessarily a thing. It's not just having the drum kit in my house that's going to make me feel this. It's playing the drums. It's listening to the music and being in the moment and doing the thing, right? It's not about the object. But the contrast of energy is something that we have to realize if we're going to do anything about it, okay? And this is an emotional experience. Doesn't mean it's romantic, but it is emotional, okay? A lot of water energy here today. And we're realizing that we could be a lot happier than we are, and I think life is going to get so much better for you because you're going to find the thing that makes you feel that passion, and you're going to do more of it. Here's the Five of Pentacles in the environment. you realize that there's a relationship you want that you don't have. Maybe it's romantic, maybe it's playing the drums, maybe it's whatever else. This is about identifying something in your life that's missing. It's like I look around in my life and I think, you know what I don't see here? I don't see me playing the drums, feeling that kind of passion, getting lost in the moment. Finding that thing that emotionally just carries me away. I don't see that in my life. And that's what Spirit's trying to point you to, the 5. Anytime we see a 5, it's Spirit's way of saying, look over here. Look at what should be there in your life but isn't. And then remedy that, you know. Anytime we get a 5, we start looking around for the 4. Well, because we just kind of want to go back to stability. It's kind of like I look around and I see that something's wrong here. I just want to go back to safety. Well, what we can do instead is we can go further than that. We can go from a 5, we can go to a 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Because once we have the 5, then we can start doing something about that. Okay? We don't want to just retreat and say, I'm just going to forget about it, la, 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 la. I feel fine. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. I got my 4 of Cups. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. We can't go back to this because we will always now, we've gotten a little glimpse of what this is. We've recognized that this is what I need, and I don't have that. There's no retreating back into the safety of the 4. We've identified the thing, okay? And now without pursuing the thing, and I call it a thing, but it's a function, it's a verb, it's an activity, it's something that you do, something you're engaged with, it's a relationship with something, okay? But now that we've recognized that our life without it is incomplete, so we've recognized what we want to be there, where we need more happiness, we've identified kind of what it would look like, and we've recognized its absence. Okay, and so now comes that 3 of Pentacles, which is the work, which is the Mars in Capricorn, which is like that cardinal earth energy that says, okay, if I don't have in my life Paul playing the drums, getting carried away by music and all that stuff, if I don't have that thing in my life, this is that cardinal earth energy that says, I need to fix that by creating time and space, getting a pair of drumsticks, getting maybe a pair of headphones and some music to listen to, maybe getting a drum kit or something to bang on, right? Fixing my material life, the physical world around me. We understand what it would require. Drumsticks, music, time and space, maybe a drum kit, you know, and then I could do it. Then I could perform that action, and then I could be this, right? But the first thing we have to do is arrange the physical environment so that it is conducive to the thing we want to do. This card is about understanding the process of change on the physical plane. We understand that if we're going to have this happiness and passion in our life, we've got to make it happen. Like there's behaviors that need to change. So I understand that I would have to stop doing other things in my life so I have more time and space to play the drums. And I would need, you know, the bare minimum, I need a pair of drumsticks and some music to listen to. I could bang on anything, right? So we realize in the material world, what's the bare minimum that I need to start doing that thing that I've identified I want to do in life that's going to make me happier, that's going to add to the richness of life. It's not going to make me happy, but I'm going to feel happier doing it. And so I want to do it. You know, whether it's music or art or career stuff, relationship stuff, family stuff, whether it's traveling, whether it's more spirituality, more meditation, it doesn't matter what dimension you're in, physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative. There's a chance it's going to trickle down to all of them anyway. Playing the drums, for me, that's a mental, emotional thing. I have something I have to concentrate on, something that feels good to me emotionally, something that's physically moving, and something that to me is creative and spiritual. It takes me outside of myself, takes me outside of the present moment, it takes me outside of a self-consciousness kind of thing. It doesn't have the financial aspect. I don't think I'm going to make any money doing it, but hey, that's 1 cup out of all these 9 cups. Not a big deal, right? So this is, this is us realizing what we have to do to start making this thing happen. It's the work. This is the actual work. I've got to find a space in my house where I can do that. And I need the equipment to do that. I need the supplies. Bare minimum, though. We don't have to go extravagant. I don't have to buy, the big Neil Peart drum kit or whatever. I can just have simple stuff. I just need a cheap pair of sticks and a pillow. It doesn't have to cost anything. It's going to cost time, effort, and energy. Sure, maybe a little bit of money. Right? And then what we've got, of course, is our 10 of Wands. Maximum effort. Okay? We've got that 10 of Wands that really is, to me, it feels like it's the allocation of energy. It's Saturn and Sagittarius. There's 24 hours in the day. There are 10 wands at our disposal. How are we using those wands? Because sometimes this card's like, I'm too busy to play the drums. I got too many other responsibilities. I got too many things in my life that I need to do. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll never be happy. I guess we'll never get to do the things that really satisfy our soul, right? I think we can all find little moments of time that we can economize. I'm a busy guy, right? I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, filming readings, processing the videos, uploading, doing all that sort of stuff, doing the business end of things, right? And spending time with family. We've got our daughter. We've got all these other things going on. And really, my days are packed full. Hour to hour, morning till night is packed full. But if I really care about something and I really feel like I need to have it in my life to have a deeper, richer, more meaningful experience of living, I'll find a way. I'll find a way to take 30 minutes out of this 10 of Wands to find, to find the pentacles, to find the means to do it. And it's not easy. No, of course, especially with the life we're leading now where everybody is so busy. There's no time for anything extracurricular. That's the thing, though. We shouldn't consider it extra curricular. We should consider it core curricula, right? I don't know if that's a word. We need to consider these things the essential part of our well-being. It's not like I wake up, I go to work, I go to sleep. That's my core. And then the extra stuff would be like meditation. The extra thing would be exercise. The extra thing would be playing with my kid. The extra thing would be, playing the drums or having the musical or having the passion. All that stuff is extra. Well, no, it shouldn't be, though. But I understand that paying the bills, supporting the family, that is number one. But we need to start figuring out how to incorporate these other things that are essential for us. Otherwise, we're going to burn out. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to be consistent in our job or in our obligations, our family responsibilities, if we don't have these things that satisfy our soul. Okay, we're going to burn ourselves out. So we have to start thinking of these things as part of the whole system. I have an intense devotion to my family, but I still have to take at least 30 minutes a day to meditate. It's part of this self-care. It's part of the well-being. It's part of the experience of life. Maybe it seems selfish, or playing the drums for 30 minutes a day, or a couple times a week even. It may seem selfish. It may say, well, you could be working those hours, or you could be taking care of somebody or whatever, right? You could be focused on something important. Well, we have to consider those kinds of things important to us. Your meditation, your spiritual practice, your self-care, listening to music, doing things that your soul is really yearning for. We have to prioritize those things. We have to make them important. Nobody's going to do it for us. And that's why Spirit is kind of leaving you alone in this thing, saying like, you know what you want to do, you can figure it out, and you just need to find a way to do it. There are 10 wands at your disposal. You can take one of those and prioritize yourself. Prioritize your soul. Let's look at the mystery card. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, maybe a 9 of something. I don't know. It could be the Empress. It could be some major arcana. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. The Hanged Man. It's all about sacrifice, isn't it, right? And that's the lesson. That's the spiritual lesson that Spirit wants to present to us today. What do we have to sacrifice? Are we sacrificing our soul for our obligations, for what is important in life? Going to work and all that stuff. That stuff's important, yeah. We got to earn money. Got to take care of our families. We got to be responsible citizens and do whatever. Do our duty. So are we sacrificing our soul for all those other things? What other things do we need to sacrifice so that we can have a relationship with our soul, so that we can have a spiritual life, so that we can dream, that we can live, that we can pursue our happiness? Well, maybe it comes with this investigation of what happiness really means to us. What things do we value? What things are important? Something's going to have to be sacrificed. You're either sacrificing your soul and your well-being, your health, and your happiness. Now, sometimes we do that, right? Sometimes we feel like, I don't care if I'm happy. I don't care if I get to play the drums. I don't care if I get to eat ice cream or get to meditate. I need to just earn money and provide for my family. I need to do what they need. I need to be in service of them 24/7. Well, if we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not happy people, if we don't prioritize ourselves, we're not teaching that lesson to anybody else, are we? We're not instilling the value in the people we interact with that self and soul are important. So, my daughter might see, well, Dad is always at work, never does anything for himself. Never does any self-care, never does anything that is, sort of just for him, and that's not teaching her anything positive, There is a value in sacrifice. We have to understand what we're sacrificing and what message that's sending, not only to other people in our life, but to our own conscious mind and our own unconscious mind. If we're constantly deprioritizing ourselves, the subconscious is going to start to believe that we're not a priority, and then it's going to reinforce that. And we're going to burn out, we're going to diminish, we're going to be depleted. And that really is the message of the Ten of Wands there. That without having the priority of soul, the relationship with our soul, the expression of our soul, the pursuit of our happiness, the prioritizing of our well-being, we are going to burn out. So the Hanged Man then becomes what things we have to sort of sacrifice in order to have a little more room for our soul. Yeah. And I think that's the work right now. And we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do a hexagram from the Jing. We'll do some oracle cards. Yeah, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.